You're listening to an AppleVis podcast. Hello and welcome, and thank you for giving this podcast a listen. My name is Thomas Domba, also known as Anonymous. In this podcast, I'm going to revisit and how to use the focus on iOS. Yes, we are revisiting this, as I noted that this podcast has been done before, but just like any time when some new features or just enough major changes to an app or feature, I will every so often revisit back to those podcasts to update them and to include these new features. So in this podcast, I'm going to show you how to use Focus on iOS. Focus received some big updates, and I'm going to introduce you Focus itself. For those that are familiar with Focus, I'm going to be covering some new features in there that you might not be aware of. And those that have never used Focus, well, welcome. And this will be something new for you to think if you would like to use it. For me, Focus is one of a huge deal. I really love this feature and I use this heavily. I use this on a daily basis. So let's talk about Focus. Focus is a feature that is on the iOS that allows you to stay focused, hence the focus word. And staying focused meaning you will have less distraction. You can customize it any way you want. So you can say, I only want certain people to interrupt me during a focus mode. So if I have a podcast mode, for example, that I created, or if you're sleeping, or if you're exercising, whatever that might be, that you might want to turn on that allows you to focus on that activity that you're intending to. So don't worry, I'm going to step through this process of how to set it up and everything you need to know about Focus. Well, the first thing I want to do is get your phone out and we're going to head over to Settings. That's where the Focus lives, so head over there.
Settings. Double tap to open.
Do one finger double tap to open up Settings.
Settings.
And we're going to swipe to the right until we get to the Focus.
Focus button.
And we have arrived here. One finger double tap this.
Do not disturb button.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to hear, it says do not disturb. Now, in your case, it may say do not disturb setup. So if you are in here for the very first time, that is probably what you're going to see. For mine, I've already set this up for myself. That is something I do use, and it's going to list the various focus activities that you can set up or that you have established or customize yourself. But before I do that, I like to kind of just go over the layout, what you can expect on this page. So we're going to start at the top left.
Settings. Back button.
That is where the back button lives, and so that is where you can double tap and go back out to the settings. So if you go to the right.
Focus. Heading.
Okay, so we get the headings. That gives you an indicator which page we're on.
Add button.
We have the add button, which is at the top right. Now, we are going to be heading into this area, mostly in this podcast, and we will get to that in a few moments. Go to the right.
Do not disturb button.
And here is that do not disturb once again. Now, usually there's other activities in here. Now, I have removed them myself, but you may hear like sleeping, work, and those others activities that they think you might be interested in. And you can go through the process of just double tapping that if you have it where it says setup. Otherwise, in my case, I've already gone through this, and that is why I'm going to go to the add button, the top right, which I'm going to highly recommend because it's going to list a little bit more activities and there's more in here for you to look at.
Focus lets you customize your devices and silence calls and notifications. Turn it on and off in Control Center.
Okay, so that's typically what we hear for Focus. Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of the screen until we get to a later point, so some things will make more sense to you. All right, so let's go ahead and set up a Focus for your first time, and that is going to the top right.
Add button.
Where we have the add button. Just do a one finger double tap on this.
What do you want to focus on? Heading.
All right, so this gives us an indicator which page we're on. Now, as usual, I'm going to start at the top left instead.
Close button.
Well, we have the close button at the top left. If you're done and making your Focus, you can just simply close that and that focus is created. But we're not there yet. I'm going to swipe to the right.
What do you want to focus on? Heading.
Exactly. So this is what do we want to focus on? So this is where the customization lives, and depending on what mode you want to set up. So the first step is what kind of mode are you thinking about and doing? So as you go to the right,
choose a focus to get started. Custom button.
The first option is the custom button. This is if you are not seeing the activity that is meeting your requirement or that you're thinking of, that's the button we want to go to. However, there's a list of activities down below that you can choose from as well.
Driving button.
As I swipe to the right, we have driving.
Fitness button. Gaming button. Mindfulness button. Personal button. Reading button. Sleep button. Work button.
Those are all the activities that you will see on the screen. And yes, they do differ from item to items. Driving, for example, automatically has a template here that it will detect if you're driving. That driving mode will turn on by itself. So there are some simple templates in here to choose from, or you can do custom, as I mentioned at the get-go, and that you can define your own activity so that you can give it a name and whatever that you want. Otherwise, the process is identical to what we are going to do. I'm going to focus on this work focus. This would be a good one. I'll give you an idea what I'll use that for, but for now, let's do one finger double tap on this.
Image, diagram. What do you want to focus on? Back button.
All right, so top left is the back button. That's where it starts us. Let's go to the right.
Close button.
We have the close button at the top right.
Work focus.
And concentrating on the work focus.
When you're working on a project or your to-do list, get things done by silencing notifications or customizing your screen synapse.
So my thought is this would be perfect when I am working with a podcast for the Unleash or with the Extra with a team. So I want to make sure I get all the notes or messages and phone call from my team during this mode. So sometimes we have technical difficulties and whatever not, and I want to make sure I have everybody on this list that I would need to get notified during this mode. So let's go to the right and see what we got.
Customize focus button.
All right, so we can customize this focus. If you are sure this is the mode that we want, I do. So it kind of explains what the work focus does and what it's designed for. And we are ready for a go. So we'll go do one finger double tap here.
Focus, back button.
All right, so here we are. So we're at the top left. Now we are in the actual work focus. And we'll go to the right.
Work focus, heading.
Exactly.
Silence notifications, heading.
All right, silence notification. I'm going to have this read to you.
Reduce interruptions by choosing just the notifications you want. Choose people button.
So we have two areas. Actually, there's different segments along this page. But the first option is this option of two things. We have people.
Choose apps button.
And choose app. So if I go left.
Choose people button.
Back to the people. Now you're going to tell the focus who you want to be able to allow you to interrupt, give you a notification while you're in this mode, and what app would you allow that would interrupt you or to notify you in that mode. So the first one is people. So we'll do one finger double tap here.
Cancel button.
We have the cancel button, which is the top left.
Next button.
We have the next is top right. I know that sounds... I don't like how that's placed there. That's just my personal preference. I feel like, oh, I'm ready to go next. No, you really have to feel this first before you go next. And so we'll be coming back to that after we get this page completed. Go to the right.
Choose people to allow. Heading.
All right, so here we are. We're going to choose people we allow. There's two sections here.
Silence notifications from button.
Two silence notifications. That's the first option.
Selected. Allow notifications from button.
And by default, allow notification from. Now, let's go back left here.
Silence notifications from button.
So what this does, it is pretty much going to give a blanket. If you choose this, everybody on your contact can leave you a notification. That means they can call you, they can leave messages or whatever not, with exception a few people that you want to choose that should not be able to interrupt me. Go to the right.
Selected. Allow notifications from button.
This is the complete opposite. So everything in your contact is now cannot interrupt you, cannot call you, cannot send a message, with exception a few people I do want to allow. So if you have more people that you're going to put in than you're going to block, I would highly recommend you going back to the first one.
Silence notifications from.
It's a silence notification.
Selected. Allow notifications from.
And this, I'm going to have more people being blocked than I am going to accept. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So that's probably why it's going to be more times than not, this is the option that you want.
When work focuses on, notifications from people you select will be allowed. All others will be silenced and sent to notification center.
That's correct. So it isn't like you will never ever know that that person is trying to contact you. All those notifications will go to the notification center. It just won't go to the lock screen, and you won't get any pop-up to let you know that it happened. Okay, go to the right.
Add people button.
Now we have the option to add people. This is where we want to start adding people. In this case, my exception lists. I'm going to double tap this.
Lists. Back button.
All right, so what we have here is a contact list. And very much like the contact list, you have everybody that you've created into your contact list. I am going to just swipe to the right here.
iCloud. Heading. Done. Button.
Done at the top right.
Search. Search field. Dictate. Button. Section index. Adjustable.
All
Swipe
right,
up or
so
down with
we
one
are
finger to
now
adjust the value.
able to use our headings. I am going to begin with the letter D, and I'm going to put in the AppleVis editorial team here first.
Cap A. Heading. Cap B. Heading. Cap C. Heading. Cap D. Heading.
And I'm going to go to the right.
Scott Davert.
I'm going to double tap this.
Selected. Scott Davert.
Now you hear that is selected. That means I want Scott Davert to be on this list of people that I do want to be interrupted during this work mode. If you feel like you made a mistake or don't want that, you just double tap that again.
Scott Davert.
And it unselects that person. I'll double tap that again.
Selected. Scott Davert.
And yes, we can select as many people as you want on this list before you move on. So you can have multiple people on this list, which I'm going to do here. So let's go to the next one.
Cap F. Heading. Cap G. Heading.
We'll go to the right.
David Goodwin.
There's David. Double tap him.
Selected. David Goodwin.
And let's go to H.
Cap H. Heading. Alex Hall.
We got Alex.
Selected. Alex Hall. Michael Hansen.
And Michael.
Selected. Michael Hansen.
We're going to go to M.
Cap K. Heading. Cap L. Heading. Cap M. Heading. Mike Malarcy.
He's my Unleash buddy, so I'm going to put him in there.
Selected. Mike Malarcy.
And let's go to N.
Cap N. Heading. Dave Nason.
And Dave.
Selected. Dave Nason.
Let's go to R.
Cap P. Heading. Cap R. Heading. Randy Rusnak.
And there's Randy Rusnak. Double tap him.
Selected. Randy Rusnak.
Now I got both of the Unleashed guys, and I got one more AppleVis editorial team member here.
Cap S. Heading.
That's under S for Tyler Steven.
Tyler Steven.
And there's Tyler. Double tap.
Selected. Tyler Steven.
All right, so I have everybody that I want. So that's everybody in the AppleVis editorial team member that could possibly be on the AppleVis Extra, and of course Randy and Mike with the AppleVis Unleashed podcast. So we're going to hit to the top right where it says Done.
Done. Button.
Double tap that.
Done. Cancel. Button.
All right, so now we're back to the page that we were just at. I'm going to show you where we are so you can give you an idea if you remember. Cancel's top left.
Next. Button.
That next button I was telling you about, not yet. I want to show you something. Go to the right.
Choose people to allow. Heading. Silence notifications from. Button. Selected. Allow notifications from. Button.
There's that 2 option.
When work focuses on, notifications from people you select will be allowed. All others will be silenced and sent to notification center. Add people. Button.
There's that add people. Now, what's different is that if you go to the right here, it's going to have the list of people that you have granted access. So in other words, in this case, these are the people I do want to get notification from. So you go to the right.
Remove. Alex. Button.
you have the option to remove these people. So if you want to remove Alex Hall, for example, we're going to do one finger double tap, and that allows you to remove them. I'm not going to do that, but let's just show you some other people on the list just to make sure everybody is here.
Remove Dave button. Remove David button. Remove Michael button. Remove Mike button.
You notice that it put everybody's first name and it's in alphabetical order.
Remove Randy button. Remove Scott button. Remove Tyler button.
And that's the last of it. So everybody is on the list that I want. So I'm ready to go to the next step. Top right.
Next button.
Double tap that.
Next. Back button.
All right. So we have the back button, the top left, and go to the right.
Done button.
Done is at the top right. Now, this is going to be kind of a weird section. I'll kind of explain what's going on here. It is a bit odd that we have these options, but hey, Apple is trying to make it fully customized and very robust, and sure enough, it does, but there's some things that just doesn't make any sense, but I'll go to the right here.
Choose calls to allow.
All right, who do you want to choose call allow from? I know, that sounds crazy. I thought I just put the people in the previous page that I want to be able to receive a notification, right? Well, if you want just specific phone calls being different than what you had in the previous, you have these options.
Everybody button.
You have everybody. Let me go to the right just once here.
Selected. Allowed people only button.
That's what's default. That means the people that you choose or you chose in the previous page, those are the people I only want to receive phone calls. Now, for some odd reason,
everybody button.
Go back left here. You got everybody. Yes, that means everybody in my contact can call me during this mode. Perhaps I can see that in some mode, but in this particular mode, I don't want that to happen to myself. So I don't want that during my work mode.
Selected. Allowed people only button.
There are other options here, so let me introduce you to those. Go to the right.
Favorites button.
Yes, you can allow favorites. So if your favorite list is different than what you just allowed and you do want to let these people on as well, sure enough, you can just double tap that.
Contacts only button.
That is just everybody in the contacts only. And I should rephrase myself on the everyone. That is everybody in your contact list plus any unknown number that is not in your contact. That's everybody. Contacts means just people on my contact.
Contact group button.
Then we have the contact group.
Allow incoming calls from only the contacts you added to the focus.
Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I am going to leave that as is. I'm happy just with the people that I have placed in my previous page. I'm good with that. Top right.
Done button.
Double tap done.
Focus. Back button.
All right, so we're now back to this page, and this is where we started when we double tap to add people. And the next item was going to add app, if you remember where we were previously on this. So go to the right.
Work focus. Heading. Allow notifications. Heading. Notifications from selected people will be allowed. All others will be silenced. Selected. People. Alex. Dave. David. Michael. Mike. Mike. Button.
All right, so we have everybody there, and that is now listed. If for some reason you feel like, I want to change my mind, no worries. You just do one finger double tap there, and you'll be able to remove and add people as you see fit. Now go to the right here.
Choose apps button.
There's that choose app. Now, once I do this, one finger double tap.
Cancel button.
This is going to be almost identical to what we saw and heard when we add the people. This is just for apps, so cancel top left.
Done button.
Done is at the top right. This doesn't have the next button like the add people did. It's just simply because we don't have an additional step. But everything else looks identical. You'll see what I mean when we swipe to the right here.
Choose apps to allow. Heading. Silence notifications from button.
We have the same options, silence notification from.
Selected. Allow notifications from button.
And allow notification from. So in this case, I'm going to keep it allow notification, meaning all the apps I do not want on, with exception of which app do I want to allow. So in this case, I really don't have a whole lot. I have one in mind that I definitely do want to get, but everything else I don't want to be bothered during my work mode. So let's go to the right.
When work focuses on, notifications from apps you select will be allowed. All others will be silenced and sent to notification center.
That's right. So remember, all the notifications, even though you do get, let's just say, Dice World, there is some games being rolled. Well, during my work mode, you're not going to see that in the mode, with exception in the notification center. Meaning that once you get out of the work mode or whatever not, or during the work mode, you can still look at those notifications. You just have to go through Notification Center yourself. It just means it's not going to show up on the lock screen.
Add apps button.
Let's go ahead and do one finger double tap to add app.
Done button.
Go to the right here.
Search field. Dictate button. Section index. Adjust S. FaceTime. Find devices. Find items. Find my. Find people. Fox 4 KC Weather. Fox 4 News Kansas City. CapG. Gmail.
All these are apps that I have on my device. Now, the one I'm looking for is under S. So I'm going to use my headings and go to S.
Cap S. Heading.
And we're in the S section. I'll swipe to the right until I get to something called Storm Shield.
Scam Shield. Sleep. Stopwatch. Storm Shield.
There we go. One finger double tap that.
Selected. Storm
Now,
Shield.
This does exactly what we had in People. Just double tap that to select it. And yes, you can select other apps at the same time if you want. In this case, I only want Storm Shield. Storm Shield is a third-party app that I have that allows me to know when there's inclement weather or warnings of weather related that I should know about. And that would be something useful. If something were to occur, I want to know about it during the work mode. So that's the only app I want to allow access to give me notification while I'm in that mode. Let's go to the top right.
Done button.
And double tap that to say I am done.
Cancel button.
All right, there's the cancel button. Let's go to the right.
Done button.
Done is top right.
Choose apps to allow. Heading. Silence notifications from. Button. Selected. Allow notifications from.
Those two options we talked about.
When work focuses on, notifications from apps you select will be allowed. All others will be silenced and sent to Notification Center. Add apps. Button.
All right. Now we have the list of apps that we approved.
Remove. Storm Shield. Button.
And that's the only one I have. If I want to get rid of that, you double tap that to remove it. Or you go left.
Add apps. Button.
Add more apps that you may want to put in that you may have forgotten. Okay? Or you change your mind about. Top right.
Done.
When you done again, double tap.
Focus. Back button.
Okay, so we got the focus back button. This is the page where we were able to add people and apps.
Selected. Apps. Storm Shield. Button.
Now it says Storm Shield, and if I go left.
Selected. People. Alex. Dave. David. Michael. Mike. Mike. Button.
And those are all the people that we had on that list.
Selected. Apps. Storm Shield. Button.
Okay, so now we got those two options done. We have more things to go through, so go to the right.
Options. Button.
We have the option button. Now, typically I would say ignore this, but I'm going to go through it just for grins for those that are curious. Hey, what's in there anyway? I definitely want to be thorough on this podcast so you are aware of the different settings.
Silence notifications. Heading.
Okay, top left
Work focus. Back button.
is the back button. We're going to the right.
Notification options. Heading.
So we have different notification options. So here we go.
Silence notifications. Heading. Show or lock screen. Switch button. Off.
Okay, this
Double tap
option
to toggle
is
setting.
off, and for good reason. I mean, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the mode if you allow all notification come to the lock screen. By default, anything that's silent will go to the notification center. I would highly recommend to keep this off, but nonetheless, it's an option if you can customize the way you want it. But option is there.
Show silence notifications on the lock screen instead of in Notification Center. Dim lock screen. Switch button. Off.
If you want it to dim the screen,
Darken the lock screen when this focuses on.
that's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to darken the lock screen, you feel so free to do so. For those who have some residual vision, you can have that as an option.
Hide notification badges. Switch button. On. Hide notification badges on home screen apps. Apps in your allowed notification list will continue to be badged.
The point of this is if you're really gung-ho and you put yourself in a mode, let's say I'm working, for example, I don't want to be distracted that there's 5 inboxes, so there's 5 emails waiting for me in mail. There's 4 in Dice World. I have the tendency, oh, I wonder who sent me a mail. Or, oh, I need to go play my Dice World game. This will hide the badges by default and while you're in that mode. So that way it's less distraction. However, once you get out of the mode, you'll be able to see those badges. And that is it. So head on out of here.
Work focus. Back button.
Top left back.
Work focus.
And we'll go back to the option.
Options button.
Now you see what I mean by default. There's really nothing in there I would change. Most of the time you probably would not, but now you know what's in here. All right, let's go to the second section here.
Customize screens. Heading.
This allows you to customize the screen. What does that mean? Let me show you the 3 options here as I swipe to the right.
Choose a lock screen or home screen page to turn on to help limit distractions. Choose lock screen button.
We have lock screen.
Choose home screen button. Choose watch face button.
All right, so those are the 3 options we have. If you have customized your lock screen and you have several to pick from, for whatever reason that may feel like, hey, I only want certain lock screen to show up, which one do you want it to show up while you're in that mode? Home screen is something that you may want to use. If I were to have, let's just say I have 5 pages on my home screen. So you got page 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all full of apps. If you decide to make one of those pages, say work-related apps only, so it doesn't have any other apps other than what I should be concentrating while I'm in the work mode, right? You can specify, if I were to go back to the home screen one, double tap that, you can say I only want page 2 to appear, all other pages are not there. It just disappear in the duration of this mode. Very useful. Apple Watch face, that's a cool one. Same concept. I'm not going to do any of those 3 because I don't need to do that. But if that's something you want to do, feel free to do that.
Set to schedule. Heading.
All right, which is schedule. That means
have this focus turn on automatically at a set time, location, or while using a certain app.
how do you want this mode to work? Do you want to schedule it? Do you want it to activate a certain location? Do you want it to come on when you select a certain app? Do you want to do manually? What is it that you want to do? So go to the right.
Smart activation turns on automatically. Off button.
Now, I will get back to that in a moment. Let's go to the right one more.
Add schedule button.
Let's go ahead and just go in here for fun and giggles.
Cancel button.
We have the cancel top left. Now, if you go to the right here.
Add schedule. Heading. Set to schedule. Heading. Have this focus turn on automatically at a set time, location, or while using a certain app.
Okay.
Time. Example 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. Button.
If you double tap that, that allows you to schedule a time. So this is a good one if it's something consistent, like if you do have a work time from 9 p.m. to 5 p.m. Or you exercise a certain time of the day and you want it to come on automatically each day or days. And yes, you can select the different days if you want. And that's the cool part. So you can say weekends only or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That gives you the option to choose from here.
Location. Example when I arrive at work. Button.
This is pretty cool. Now, location. Yeah, that would be very useful. So if you do work at a work location, you can have this turned on automatically when it detects that you are at a location. So in this case, work. If I go to work, it'll turn it on. When I leave work and I'm away from that location, it will turn the mode off. How cool is that? That's the same for exercising. If you got a gym that you want to go to, it will automatically turn that on and off. And geez, I guess you could really, if you want to, you could probably set one for your home. Every time you leave from home, it sets it to a different mode.
App. Example when I open books. Button.
This is a good example. Book is a good one. So if you are reading and you want a particular reading mode, if you double tap that, that allows you to choose an app that you want. So in this case, it'd be Apple Books. So every time I double tap books, it will automatically turn on the reading mode for you. And that way you won't get interruption while you're doing that. Or if you're in podcast listening mode, if you open up, say, a third party like Overcast, or if you use Apple Podcasts, same thing. You can have a specific mode for that. So let me go through each of these items so you have an understanding. Double tap for app.
Search field.
You are
Double tap
going
to
to get a list of apps.
Dictate. Section index.
I'm
Adjustable.
going to the right here.
Swipe calculator. Calendar. Camera. Chimes. Clock. Compass. Contacts. CVS.
It gives you all the options, so you select which one you want to choose if you were wanting an app to activate the most. So I'm going to get out of here, top left.
Add schedule. Back button.
Back, double
Add
tap.
schedule.
And let's
Cancel
go to the
button.
second option.
Location. Example when I arrive at work. Button.
Double tap the location one.
Selected. Home. 1205 lease on it. Button.
So that gives you the location that you're at. That's my home of the podcast. So if you choose to do that, you just double tap that or go to the left here.
Dictate. Button. Search or enter address. Search or enter address. Search field.
You can
Double tap
search
to edit.
for a particular address. You say you're not at work, but you want to set it up at work. You can just do that, do a search, and then add it. Top left,
Add schedule. Back button.
back button.
Add schedule. Cancel. Button.
Let's go back to the schedule one.
Time. Example 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. Button.
Double tap the schedule
Time.
here.
Heading.
And I'm going to the right here.
From. Time picker. 9 a.m. Button. To. Time picker. 5 p.m. Button.
You
Collapsed.
get an idea how that works.
Double
So
tap
you
to
do
expand.
from and to. Double tap to activate the picker. Now if I go to the right here,
Sunday. Switch button. On.
now as
Double
I
tap to
mentioned
toggle
before,
setting.
you can select the day that you want to have on and off. You just double tap those items
Monday. Switch button. On. Tuesday. Switch button. On.
and etc.
Double tap
So,
to toggle setting.
so it's pretty simple there. Let's go back here.
Add schedule. Back button. Add schedule.
Okay.
Cancel. Button.
Now, in my case, I have a cancel. Now, if you have selected one of these items, you're ready to move on. I don't have anything I want to select here. I'm going to just go to top left to that cancel
Cancel. Button.
and double tap that.
74% focus. Back button.
All right, so let's go back over to where we were just at.
Smart activation. Turn. Add schedule. Button.
And there's the add schedule. And if I go left here,
Smart activation. Turns on automatically. Off. Button.
now as promised, I was going to talk to you about that. Smart activation is something that's unique. I have never really found this to be consistent, but it can be useful in some scenario. If you double tap this,
Smart activation. Switch button. Off.
you can
Double
turn
tap
this
to toggle
option
setting.
on if you wish.
Automatically turn work focus on at relevant times throughout the day based on signals like your location, app usage, and more.
Pretty much self-explanatory there. So what this does, if you made a mode, let's just say reading, and I have it set to for manual, and that means I'm going to turn it on and off at the time that I want. But let's just say I'm consistently reading a book right after lunch at 1 p.m. I always seem to be putting it on reading mode. Well, the smart activation will be smart enough to know, say, hey, there's a pattern here, and I think he wants that reading mode. And so it will kick on the reading mode at some point automatically for you because you have shown that you want to go in that reading mode pretty consistent. And it does a okay job. There's times when it thinks I want it on and I never really want it on. I just prefer to do it by hand or schedule. Those are my two top preferences. So in this case, my work is not consistent, so I don't have a set time, or do I want to have a smart activated, so I'll leave that off. Top left,
Work focus. Back button.
back.
Work focus.
And we're back to the smart activation.
Up. Smart activation. Turns on automatically. Off. Button.
Okay, so let's go to the right.
Add schedule. Button. Focus filters. Heading.
This is a new area, focus filter. It is dynamite. This really, this puts some really even more customization to your focus. It's pretty unique. Let me show you what we have in here. Go to the right.
Customize how your apps and device behave when this focus is on. Add filter. Button.
You can add these filters. So let's go ahead and go in this one finger double tap.
Cancel. Button.
We have the cancel button at the top left.
Focus filters. Heading. App filters.
And we have the add filters.
Customize apps during work focus. Selected apps will be notified when this focus turns on or off.
Okay, go to the right here.
Calendar. Filter calendars. Button.
Now, we only have a few handful of items you can filter. I wish it was a little more defined, but for now we have these options, and I'll explain these as I cover them all, what we have available.
Mail, filter inboxes, button. Messages, filter conversations, button. Safari, set tab group, button. System filters. Customize system settings when this focus turns on.
System filter.
Appearance, set to dark, button. Low power mode, turn on, button.
Okay. That is everything. That's the system device filter. So we have the low power. Do you want the low power mode to be on during this mode? If you feel like you do, you double tap that. And every time you turn the work mode, for example, it will turn on low power mode. Go to the left.
Appearance, set to dark, button.
Pretty self-explanatory. If you want dark mode to be on, automatically set for this mode, double tap that.
Customize system settings when this focus turns on. System filters.
And those are the system filter. I'm going left here.
Safari, set tab group, button.
Okay, so now let's go to
Messages, filter conversations, button.
I'm going to double tap this.
In progress. Focus filters, back button. Add, button. Messages. See only the messages you want to. For example, just see conversations with people you've allowed notifications from when you're working. Filtered by people list. Filtered by people list. Switch button, off.
All right.
Double tap to toggle setting.
What does
Actions
this
available.
mean? Okay, so if you are in work mode and I have this set to off, and when I go to messages, I'll see every conversation, every messages, yes, even new ones, even though I didn't get a notification, but if there's a new one, it will show up in messages. Well, if you turn this option to on, it will only select and show you messages and conversation by the people you have accepted for that mode. So only those AppleVis editorial team members and Unleash guys, I will only see in the messages. How cool is that? So if you double tap that, say I do want it turned on, you just double tap that, bam, and you now have messages only showing the guys or gals that you have selected. Pretty cool, right?
Focus filters, back button.
I'm going to double tap back.
Focus filter. Cancel, button.
And I'm going to go back to messages.
Set messages, filter conversations, button. Mail, filter inboxes, button.
Mail is where if you have, let's just say I have 3 different mail accounts. Let's just say in this example, I do have a work account email. You double tap that, it'll show you all of the emails account that you set up. So in my case, I have 3. I can just select the one that's for work. And so when I open up the mailbox or the mail, default mail, it will only show me from that account only. Is that not cool or what?
Calendar, filter calendars, button.
If for reasons you have multiple calendars, so let's just say I have a personal calendar and then I have one for work, and you just want your work schedule to show up. Once again, just like the mail, you just double tap this, select the account, which calendar you want it to appear when you open up calendar. And that is how the filter types work. Top left.
Cancel, button.
I'm going to cancel.
Focus, back button. Add filter, button.
And we're back to the filters button. Now if you go to the right,
Delete focus, button.
I can delete the focus that we've been working on. That is pretty much it. I went through every nooks and crannies in here, and now I have created what I call the work mode, and I'm pretty happy with this. I don't want to delete that. You just go to the top left.
Focus, back button.
I know there's no next, done, or anything. It's automatically done, so it's weird, isn't it? One finger double tap.
Focus. Settings.
All right, let's see what we got here. I am at the very beginning, and I'll show you where I'm at.
Settings. Back button.
There's a settings back button at the top left.
Focus. Heading.
These are the different various focus that we were able to see what we have added and some setup activities that you could use. Remember the add button?
Add button.
Was the top right that I went to add this particular focus. That's where we are.
Do not disturb button.
There is my do not disturb. And now if I swipe to the right,
Work button.
now I have the work button. If you double tap this,
Work focus. Heading.
this takes you exactly back to that page where you can modify, remove, and add things.
Allow notifications. Heading. Notifications from selected people and apps will be allowed. All others will be silenced. Selected. People. Alex. Dave. David. Michael. Mike. Mike. Button. Selected. Apps. Storm Shield. Button.
You recall, so you can go back and might make more modification to fit your need. Let's go back.
Focus. Back button.
Top left.
Focus.
Double
Work
tap.
button. Work button. Do not disturb button. Work button.
And we're back to the work here. Now, I'm going to show you the rest of the screen on here.
Focus lets you customize your devices and silence calls and notifications. Turn it on and off in Control Center. Share across devices. On. Double tap to toggle setting.
This is kind of important.
Focus is shared across your devices, and turning one on for this device will turn it on for all of them.
That's a really good summary there. So yes, if you have multiple devices, if you have more than one iPhone or iPad or a Mac, you might want to turn this option on so that way it'll sync across devices. And then one to the right here.
Focus status. On button. When you give an app permission, it can share that you have notifications silenced when using Focus.
This is something I want to explain to you. Now, the focus status means that apps or certain third-party apps are given the ability to let other iPhone users out there know that you're in a certain mode. So let me give you an example. Once I'm in the work mode, I turn it on. It will silence certain people. So let's just say John Doe is trying to message me and they have an iPhone and they're using the up-to-date iOS. When they message me, it's going to say Thomas is in silence mode right now, and it's not going to tell them what mode you're in, so you don't need to worry about them seeing that it's in sleep mode, work mode, do not disturb, reading. They're not going to see that other than it's in silence mode, and that gives them the indicator, oh, he's in silence mode. It does not work if you're using Android or older version of iOS. Obviously, that's not going to work. But if you don't want them to know that you're in silent mode and you're not reachable, you can turn that option off. But if you do want them to know, they can turn that on. Okay? So I just want to let you know that's what that is for. And really, we're done here. Now, question is how to turn on these various focus. Now, it did mention that you go through the control center, but you can also use Siri to turn things on and off as well. So if I want the do not disturb to be turned on, let me just ask Siri here. Turn on do not disturb.
Okay, I turn do not disturb on.
And that is how you can turn on a particular mode. If you want to turn it off, just say turn off. Turn off do not disturb.
Okay, I turn do not disturb off.
All right, so that's the first option you can do. But the most easiest way to get to these modes that you want to turn on and off is to the control center. So let's head over to the control center.
Control center. Airplane mode. Switch button. Off.
Now,
Double
when
tap
you
and hold
swipe to
show
the
more
right,
controls.
you
Double tap to
will
toggle setting.
get to the focus area.
Brightness. 54%. Adjustable. Volume. 50%. Adjustable. Focus button.
Okay, so from here, I'm going to do a one-finger double tap and hold. So that is considered as a long press.
Do not disturb button.
Now we give
Actions
the option of which mode do we want to turn on. So we have do not disturb, which is set at the top here. You double tap that if you want do not disturb.
Work button.
As I swipe to the
Actions
right,
available.
there's a work. And I just want to show you for a bonus here. Go to the right.
New focus button.
You have a new focus. You can double tap that, and that will turn on the option to go through the step of adding a new focus mode. But I'm going to go left.
Work button.
Double tap work.
Actions selected. Work on.
And now work is selected on. And that means your mode is now, in this particular case, only the AppleVis team and the Unleashed folks can get a hold of me. So any notification can only but be from those people. And Storm Shield is the only app that will give me notification. Now to turn this off, same thing. Go to the control center again.
Control center. Airplane mode. Switch button. Off. Double
And let's
tap
go
and hold to show more
find
control.
the focus.
Brightness. 54%. Adjustable. Volume. 50%. Adjustable. Selected. Focus. Work button.
It tells
Actions
you
available.
which focus is on. So it says work. And if I double tap this,
Focus.
it's now turned off. Now note in this particular podcast at this time, when I'm doing this, double tapping that,
Selected. Focus. Work.
it will turn on when you just double tap that, and whatever the last focus you had selected is the one that will be turned on. So if I had selected do not disturb and I turn that off and come back and turn that on, it will turn on the focus mode for that do not disturb mode. in order to use the other focus and you want to change, you have to do a one finger double tap and long press to use that particular mode. All right, so I can only hope that was helpful and that I explained in details each and every feature you can find and within Focus. I really think that you might find something in here that you would want to use and what mode. And for example, I use the Do Not Disturb when I'm sleeping and work. Now it's just only for my work podcast. And the Do Not Disturb, it is set from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's the time. So I have that set to schedule. So automatically kick in. That way nobody can bother me after 10 p.m. while I'm reading and doing other things, and I don't get distracted and get myself ready to go to bed. And then once I'm up and I've gotten through my coffee and whatever not, my cereal, I can now get notification after 8 a.m. So that's just kind of an idea of how I have things set up. And now that I have work, I can start using this for my podcast mode when I'm in an extra or unleash or doing different podcasts for Apple Viz. All right. That is how to use the Focus on iOS. My name is Thomas Donville, also known as Not a Mouse. Until next time, bye-bye.
This Apple Viz podcast has been brought to you by the community of appleviz.com. For the latest in resources and tips and tricks to get you the best experience from your Apple device, visit www.appleviz.com.